there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we've got a big show for you today. And the big news is obviously the rugby over the weekend, because it was a disaster.
What are you talking about? Sharks won, the Lions won, Stormers should have won.
And the Blue Bulls?
Oh, they got a lesson.
Have you ever seen a more inept...
An unbeaten, unwon team, I should say. A team has never won this campaign, slaughtered them. Great rugby.
Actually, I was going to say the big news of the weekend was that you took Michel Narak's money on the golf course. That's actually very unfair.
Well, it is. You know,
he's the CEO. You should be nice to him.
I tried to be. I tried to be when they hit me for a 2-point penalty in the first hole. The niceness went out the window. No, he got rolled like a cricket pitch.
Yeah, he got rolled like a cricket pitch. We saw Paul Casey won the Valspar. Yeah. It was quite interesting, that golf tournament, because you're allowed to put on your caddy's back whatever you felt. Okay, so most guys had their hashtag and things and whatever. Yeah, monkey.
Put a monkey on my back. I see a South African, Louis ran second.
Yeah, Louis ran second, but Paul Casey won it last year, so he put on his caddy's back the champ. That's a recipe for disaster.
They must have tuned him, but he won again.
He won again, won by one shot. Dustin Johnson went whimpering off into the corner. And as far as that's concerned, we're going to show you some very interesting footage from Godolphin in York Hall. This footage is of the training centre, and not many people get to go there. We were very lucky in that Derek Popard took us there, and it's well worth having a look at. We see some fabulous horses and a wonderful training centre, and we get an overhead view as well. We'll be chatting to the Pink Ladies. We've got Pink Drive on Friday. It's a great initiative, and Greyville Racecourse will be lit up in pink. But let's go and have a look at our three to follow. Right, well, we got to Greyville on Wednesday, and we were racing on the Poly, and it was a very interesting first race, this one. They went 1,200 metres, and we picked up a horse of Duncan House's that we think might go on and do some things. It's a very nice Ashawi's filly. She's bred by Alden's Barbara Sanna. She always breeds a good horse, and owned by Dave McLean. So let's go and pick him up at the start.
Yeah, this horse we're going to show you now is in Dave's colours. You'll see it. And by Shawi's definitely wants further, but gets pole position. And this is a race that Wella Capella wins for Yadev Singh. Nice to see him get a winner. And it beats the other fancied horse, Cantata Choir. Cantata Choir is in the blue. On the fence in the white and orange stripes is your winner. But the horse we found is in Dave McLean's colours with the orange cap back on the fence.
Yeah, Bling-a-Ding-Ding ends up going to the front, well named. It reminds me of one of those old cars that had all the rings on them. What were they called?
Motor car.
Yeah, motor car. Okay. They were. They then made a sound.
Wasn't
bling
no, you're thinking of the ice cream trucks.
Yeah, bling-a-ding-ding. Okay. Anyway, Cantata Choir goes down the inside. Wella Capella comes out. Behind them is the horse with the orange cap, under pressure, not going anywhere, and she ends up going in. Yeah, she ends up going in and runs on extremely well.
Yeah, it's a good. She's beaten half a length, so you can see what a good run it is. But Lyle Hewittson's hard at work to beat Warren Kennedy on the front too, and this horse keeps closing in. And as I said earlier, our Shawi's will go further. But Wella Capella beats Cantata Choir. Coming home late is Watchword, but Trip to Freedom's the horse we found.
Yeah, she's well worth having a close look at next time she runs, and certainly she'll go on the Poly track. I think she'll run well. We then go to Turfentine, and this was on Thursday, and Mike the Cock keeps bringing them out, and so he should, because he's the best trainer around. He's got a top man in South Africa, and he's got one running in the first race. It was a 1,200 metre around the bend at Turfentine. He ended up having the hot favourite in the race, but we like the way the horse that ran second ran. Let's go and see Jash.
Yeah, this is, they're in the same ownership, but the colour of Jash is the red cap, which shows good speed. Jash is an Australian horse, goes off there. The favourite is Ersan, who's down the inside. So basically, these two are soon dictating. Jash has been ridden by Randall Simons. Gavlarina's riding the favourite. And they get pressed a bit by Patala Prince in the initial stages. From there on in, the rest of the horses aren't in the race. And James, I liked the way this horse Jash fought on, because bear in mind, it was 3.5 to 10, the stablemate. Yeah,
Eshon had run very well second his first start. And he's by Captain Al, bred by Shadwell. And so is Jash by I'm Invisible. He's an Australian horse, bred by Shadwell as well, Shadwell Australia, out of a reduced choice now.
Beautiful.
He's got lovely action, cantering along in front there, and he puts his stable companion under a lot of pressure here. And I like the way he kept on fighting. He got a hands and heels ride. And here just gets a wake up to get him to carry on, change the reins, keep him going. The winner won and won well, but the rest were well beaten. And this horse will go in next time. He's a very nice horse, and he was running on again at the finish. I thought he's a horse that's well worth having a close look at.
Yeah, remember the name Jash.
Right, then we move on to the next one, and we go to Greyville on Sunday because I thought this was the most impressive juvenile winner of the weekend, of the whole week. Master of Illusion. Dennis Ryer trains this by his champion, Master of My Fate. An expensive yearling, big, rangy horse with lots of scope. We had a close look at him in the parade ring. A really, really nice horse, and he was all at sea. And I thought his win was full of merit. Let's go and have a look at Master of Illusion.
Yeah, this turns out to be a very competitive race. There were a lot of 2-year-olds that were finding support. And Master of Illusion, there's two that belong to Nick Johnson. The one goes to front, which is Enjoy the View, who runs a cracking good race. Yeah, and the winner is Master of Illusion, who has the white cap on at the back. Horses, but keep an eye on a lot of horses, including Candy Apple, who comes up the inside. And the horse giving them weight, Bound by Duty, runs a very good race. That got the red cap. But the horse we found is now second last. And I like the way this horse quickened up, James.
Yeah, he's under pressure. You can see Sean Veal turning for home. He's at this horse to try and keep him in the picture. And he ends up winning. What is impressive about this race is that Bound by Duty, the form is well worked out and there's a lot of collateral form. Your horse murdered him and beat him the easiest of the lot. But he's the good form horse, Bound by Duty. He runs a very good race here. He's won a couple already. And this horse switches out here with a white cap and starts running at them.
Yeah,
and
it's a very
he was
good run.
Still very green. Now Veal gets to work on him. Bound by Duty on the outside, runs him down.
Yeah.
But he runs on well, this horse. He's a very nice horse.
He's very smart, a beautiful pedigree. 900,000, the mother's a sister to a champion. The whole field, 7 runners in 1.9 lengths, James. I think there's some nice horses in that race.
Definitely a race we're going to have a very close look at. It certainly looked like a race worth having a look at. We move on to Where Are They Now?
Hi to the Winning Ways viewers. Laf, Goody, how are we? Paul Devlin here from Dubai, ex-South African jockey, rode in South Africa from 91 to 2005, where I left for a contract in Qatar for a couple of seasons. Came back home, decided to try and make a break of it, but then got an offer in Dubai to come, so I thought I'd try my luck in the big bad city. I've been here since 2006, where I packed in my jockey license and became a work rider, and then subsequently gave up and then joined the ERA, which is the equivalent of the South African Jockey Club, where during the day by day I am a registry officer, and on race nights I'm a judge. Anyway, viewers, enjoy. Cracking show, boys. Keep it up. Love you all. Miss South Africa.
Been involved in horse racing in South Africa but have either moved away, immigrated or retired, we want to hear from you. Send us a short 30-second video recording on WhatsApp and we'll flight it on the show. Clips can be sent to either James on 071 588 5769 or Paul on 083 779 1311. We look forward to hearing from you.
Well, there you go. Paul Devlin. Now, he's one of the nicest men around. I mean, whenever we go to Dubai, we've got as helpful as can be.
The nicest man.
Used his flat. You've used his flat. Heather, he says he went back to Dubai to go and find work. He went back to find Heather.
He got lucky.
And he got lucky.
Yeah.
She is an absolute superstar. Duck and feather, as they call her.
Duck and feather,
yeah.
Duck and feather,
Duck and
okay.
feather.
Well, he is just one of the most helpful, nice guys you'll ever meet. He's always got a smile on his face, he's cheerful, and he's got a great disposition.
And he's a true South African. He loves us and loves our show. They all watch our show there, the whole lot.
Yeah.
So we better be nice to them. We can't be
Thumbs up to
horrible.
them.
Yeah, rat Devlin. Anyway, nice of them to join us. And we've had Trevor Brown last week. We've got Paul Devlin this week. We've got a couple more very interesting people. And as we say, if you have, if you know someone who's overseas and wants to just get in touch with us, just send us a little video clip. Little selfie. People are good at these selfies nowadays. Look at Paulie. Paulie got that worked out perfectly. Yeah. Okay. We're going to see what the plum of the week is.
Go and Anton Marcus brings Popova forward the red cap. Whispering Hills along the inside, Coin Mistress. On the outside, Shoot the Wagon, a length and a half to make up. Coming inside the 250, Popova the red cap, went for home, travelling by a length and a half. Shoot the Wagon, Belther's trying to close in toward the inside. Essie Kwamasamy is also making progress, and Ingest has come from last, but Popova and Belther. Popova just won it from Belther. Shoot the Wagon, and then came Ingest. The Alistair Gordon stable first. And
Right, well, there we are, Popova. If you back that and bank it in the first leg, your pick six was a horse that everyone fancied. You could have got 3-1 on Interbet at any time, started off at 5-2, 22-10. You have to thank Anton Marcus. I mean, that was the ride of the week. A fabulous ride. Very strong on the filly. And Alistair Gordon, great race for him. He ran first and second. And Popova by Elusive Fort out of Jetmaster mare, bred by Klipdrift, our mate Benny Maria. So there you go. Popova was the first leg of the pick six. It was a big pick six pool. It's amazing. Sundays at Greyville, big pools.
Big
now.
pools.
They certainly get out there and like betting. That we'll be back with current affairs, where we've got some very good racing from Australia and the Pink Ladies.
Best race time odds, transparency of betting markets, friendly and super efficient staff, the ability to negotiate odds, a full service tote with no limits, which is very important for exotic players, loyalty program, speedy withdrawal of funds, full odds multiple betting, and excellent in-play markets. These are just some of the many reasons that come to mind as to why I believe, as a serious punter, there is no online operator in South Africa that can realistically come close to matching what Interbet has to offer. Put simply, there's no other site like it, and the ability to negotiate odds adds to my fun and enjoyment. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Yeah, welcome back. Current affairs, and Winks the Talking Horse has done it again, Jim. An incredible record.
I think it's just, in fact, I tweeted, why retire this mare? She's loving racing. She looks better than she's ever looked. She doesn't even take a deep breath to beat the best horses they can find for her in Australia. I'd be racing her until she shows you that she doesn't want to. I said this last time she ran, but this was just super impressive. We got a couple of bits of very, very interesting footage. The first is obviously the race, which we'll show you, and then we've got the jockey cam from Glyn Schofield, who rode in the race, and you say he sat up second, and then he like quickened to get up to the front horse, and you just see this thing go past him, whoosh, past him.
How's it go, Jim? Whoosh! Oh,
Yeah,
good acceleration.
And it's a fabulous view of the race and something different. So let's go and pick up the George Ryder Group 1. Which is the 4th time in a row that she's won this race. Absolutely incredible. And she does it the hard way. Watch this mare. She comes around the outside. She must have raced 20 meters further than anything else. She won in a canter.
Racing now on the George Ryder and Dreamforce, and Prompt Response got the best of the start. Sosie Bonaway well, followed by Brutal, Telly Play, Landed Plenty. Winks is staying out pretty wide, and Ring a Ding Ding is the last one. Dreamforce presses on after the first couple of 100 metres. It's looking to get to a clear lead at the 1200 metres, but it's cast a little bit deep around Sosie Bon, and Brutal's booting through. So Dreamforce leads by 3/4 to Brutal. Sosie Bon in a forward roll third, then Prompt Response from Telly Play. Landed Plenty, Winks up on the outside, and Ring-a-Ding-Ding's last of all. Dreamforce got to the front now clearly. Brutal came off the fence to sit outside it, then came Sosie Bon. Prompt Response getting closer. Further back to Telly Play. Winks is covering a bit of ground, avoiding the kickback. Then Landed Plenty, and Ring-a-Ding-Ding is the last one. 5 lengths from first to last. Dreamforce the leader from Brutal, Sosie Bon, and Winks is starting to take closer order in a 4-wide position. Then Prompt Response from Telly Play. Ring-a-Ding-Ding getting onto the back of Winks, and Landed Plenty's been shuffled back to last. They come around the turn in the George Ryder. It's Dreamforce, Brutal. Winks is staying out in the middle of the track, and Bowman hasn't moved a muscle. Clear from Prompt Response and Sosie Bon. Now he shakes the rein of Winks and takes the lead from Brutal and Dreamforce, and now she starts to go into overdrive. She's won 4 Cox Plates, 4 Chipping Nortons, and now 4 George Riders. Here's the world champion Winks, simply invincible, wins it by 3 lengths to Brutal. Dreamforce third, Prompt Response fourth, and Sosie Bon, Landed Plenty, Ring-a-Ding-Ding and Telly.
Absolutely fantastic. There we are, 4 Chipping Nortons, 4 George Riders, and he just keeps out of trouble, basically, Jim.
Yeah, but keeps it out of trouble, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She raced them a lot further than everything else and just put them to bed.
Yeah.
George Ryder apparently is the guy who invented the Golden Slipper, which we'll show you later. And the Golden Slipper has been an enormous race for race breeding in Australia. But we'll talk about that just now. Let's go and have a look at the jockey cam, which is very interesting to watch.
Glyn Schofield's on Blue Romain. Now, this horse did his credentials. No harm today. He's run an absolute bottle.
And Glyn Schofield gave him the best possible chance by jumping positively and sitting just behind Lebad's there. It was, like we said, not a very fast pacer. He was exactly in the right spot, ready to peel out and go for home when he could, but it was just never going to be any threat to Winks.
Well, Lebaz in front went at a steady pace, but then, you know, he's a horse he's a genuine Group 3 horse, but when he went steady in front, he decided to say, well, okay, I want to clip along Christian Reith's the rider on the leader. I want to clip along from the 600 metres, try and get them all off the bridle. Now, Hugh Bowman's following La Romaine. We're here with Glyn Schofield on board. He's 3 deep on the left-hand side of camera here. Glyn Schofield looks inside to say, where's Shadakra? Is he poking up on the inside? Where's Winks? I wonder where she is. As we approach the 600, see Labaz get in front, clicks along now. They're letting down some good gears here. Past the 600, that BMW side. This is where they hit the 400-metre mark and just approach the straight.
And look at the ground. We can see it's almost like 2 different tracks. On the inside of La Romaine, it's all chopped up. You can see where the hooves have gone in. On the outside, a bit fresher. But you've got to remember, the inside is always the quickest way home. So you want to be balancing between the good ground out wide and the chopped up, taking the quickest way. But look at Wings. She just goes past them like they're standing still.
And Glenn Schofield said, we're not going here to run second today. We're going here to win this race. Well, second it will be, Glenn, but I reckon he'll be happy with it. Getting news from Richo, Chautauqua to the TJ. He's a tired horse at the end of that, so he doesn't go to the Doncaster. They come back from the 1500 to the TJ, which is in a fortnight's time, the first day of the championship.
Sure. James, whoosh. Walk past, eh?
Well, that's what I'm saying. She does nothing to beat them. She loves racing, obviously. I don't know. Anyway, that's. I think that what the problem is that you always feel with a horse like this, you don't want to go one dance too many in case something happens. You know, that's the thing.
Give up on top like Cantona.
Yeah, but the thing is that she is so good.
Oh, she's so good.
She's obviously got the program worked out. She could go back to now get ready for the Cox Plate. She have a little break and get ready, have a few barrier trials. She'll show you when she's not wanting to do it.
I think there's a few people who might share your sentiments, and it could grow into a bit of a groundswell. Who knows? Say, why retire? But they will have good arguments for retiring.
Oh, yes. And the main argument is the one of, well, maybe, she's done everything. She deserves to call it a day. But I think a horse that loves racing, and she obviously loves racing. Oof. She loves it. She just canters in a barrier trial when she gets to the races.
She's always barrier trialing, eh?
Yeah.
That's how he keeps it tight.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go and take a look at our winners from South Africa and the sales, the upcoming sales. Let's see what they are. There we go. We'll get them on screen now.
Oh, yeah, graduates. Stormborn Thunder, Sir Frenchie, Roy's Novice, and High Seas Beauty. A good few of them.
Yeah, and some quite nice horses there.
Yeah,
High Seas Beauty, Sir Frenchie.
Sir Frenchie Group 2 winner.
Both won stakes races, so they're pretty good. I don't know if we got a sting for the sales, if we got that coming, but we obviously don't. Let's go and have a look at, here we go.
Leonardo's flying. Leonardo to Hitchy takes the lead. Great effort. Mystic Journey going well. Mystic Journey by over 2. Mystic Journey does it easily. Fedora in front. Unlucky last year. She's the hero tonight, Fedora.
Boom Sarah Bondi out back. Barbie, they hit the line. Boom Sarah.
Well, seen some good stallions there, Jim, some good horses. I mean, it's interesting, that horse from Tasmania cost 11,000 Aussie dollars, and it's earning millions.
Yeah, it's a top miler in Australia.
Fantastic. So we've all got a chance.
Magic million sales,
we've all got a chance. That's so true.
Okay, now, obviously, the big race of the day is the Golden Slipper. This determines the stallion for the next year, the new freshman stallion, and every year, whatever wins it goes to stud and is an immediate sensation.
That's right.
Didn't happen this year. The filly won.
Yeah.
So
they would have preferred Microphone to win.
No doubt.
No doubt, because the filly can go to stud once, the stallion can go many times to many partners.
Yeah.
So you're talking major money, but a fantastic a fantastic boost for Godolphin, who've gone into Australia. They've got Vin Cox, our mate, to head it up. And they're cleaning up. Wherever Vin's got these horses racing, he's got the third of the dynasty from the Bart Cummings, Anthony Cummings, now James Cummings. It's a fantastic story, and nice to see Vin and his family were at the race day, and him and Nicky needing it in. Yeah. So great for all them. But Kiamichi won it, and by sidestep.
Yeah, now she's a daughter of Exceed and Excel.
That's right.
He's a son of Exceed and Excel.
Yeah. I've got some.
Exceed and Excel ran as second. Was the horse that ran second was by Exceed and Excel, and the horse that ran third was not trained by James Cummings, but Godolphin had 5 in the race.
Yes.
And you've got some interesting stat there, lad.
Yeah,
you're going to read it out to us.
I'm going to. They talk about a horse being bred to win a race. Listen to the pedigree of Kiamichi, the filly who won it from the outside draw. She had run a week ago. Exceed and Excel went 3 runs in 3 weeks into this race as well. But it says, by Golden Slipper runner-up, sidestep. Out of a mare by Golden Slipper winner, Canny Lad, who's out of a daughter of Golden Slipper winner, Vane, who's out of the mare by Golden Slipper winner, Maskey, from the family of Golden Slipper winners, Dark Eclipse and Storm Queen. That's incredible pedigree for this race, James.
Well, the Golden Slipper is the race as far as Australians are concerned. The Melbourne Cup, as losing as Gloss because they can't win it.
They can't win it, yeah. They can't
But the
win it.
Golden Slipper, they're yeah, I'm Invincible was named after them.
Yeah.
Was the, you know.
The horse that ran third, James, I think Laya, is won the Blue Diamond,
Yes,
which
that's
is the
right.
number 2
By
race.
Lonro.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's been massive for Godolphin, eh?
Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing race and an amazing race day. Let's go and pick them up at the start for the Golden Slipper.
Racing now, and a great start. Loving Gabby jumped particularly well with Free of Dead. Kiyomichi out wide. Vincero, Valare and Anahita mustering quickly, followed then by Dubious going forward, then Cosmic Force, Time to Rain. Microphone back on the inside, followed by Catch Me. They're followed then by Liar, caught a bit deep on the outside of Pinsec. Well back then is Tenley in the red cap on the inside of Exhilarate. And yes gives away a big start. Kiyomichi takes the lead inside the 700 from Anahid. Vincero Valares moving up on the outside. Then came Dubious, Cosmic Force. Free of Dead drops back from Loving Gabby. Microphone next on the rails. Time to Rain's hard at it, followed by Liar. Then Pinsex, Exhilarate and Catch Me. Yes, and Tenley are last and second last. Kiyomichi at the 350 lead. Under the pump is Anahid, followed by Vincero Valare. Microphone's picking up on the rails at the 200. Kiyomichi 2 lengths clear from Anahid. Microphone wide out, Loving Gabby. Liar with a big run late, but Kiyomichi's clear. The cuter, Microphone second. It's Betraying giving chase. Kiyomichi in front from Microphone and Liar, and Kiyomichi led all the way. Kiyomichi beats Microphone in the slipper, and getting up for third in the white cap was Liar, then Loving Gabby from Time to Rain, Anahid, Cosmic Force, Pinsec, Lankan Star, Catch Me, then yes.
What a performance, Jim. You know, from the outside berth, used the speed to go up there and ran them off their feet.
And kept on running.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like it was even close.
That's right.
No,
You
very,
know,
very good filly.
As I say, the side steps by Exceed and Excel, the runner-ups by Exceed and Excel.
No.
Yeah, big race. The talking race for Teals, 3.5 million Aussie dollars.
Okay, well, we're going to be back and chatting to the Pink Ladies, Janice and Michelle. Just tell you about the race meeting this weekend.
Right, as we said, we've got the Pink Ladies coming in because it's the Pink Race Day this Friday at Greyville. We've been doing it for years, and I'm pleased to have Janice and, of course, Michelle come in and talk to me about it. Welcome, girls.
Thank you.
First question I'm going to put to you is, how long have you been doing this? Let's try you, Janice.
We've been doing this for around 4 years now, this Pink Race, and it's been very successful.
Just trying to raise awareness. Is it breast cancer?
Yes, but we've branched onto other cancers now as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you can go out there and help people. And this day, Michelle, is it mainly about sponsorship, or is it about awareness, or is it about both?
It's really both, yeah.
Both, and it's great success. We've had, over the years, you've had the riders and their breeches being pink, and everyone gets to know about your day. And what do you actually do on Friday?
Well, on Friday, between each race, there's going to be entertainment. We're going to have drummies and pipers and a singer, Kate Vink, that's going to come and sing for us. So it brings for live, it makes it very nice, the atmosphere. And then there's the kids zone and a bra area, so you can have loads of fun. There's lots of spot prizes as well that will be given. And
if someone comes racing and they're battling with breast cancer, or they feel they might be battling with breast cancer, coming to a party is not going to give them an answer. Is there places where they can talk to you guys?
They can talk to us. We will be downstairs. I will also give them my card, and they can get hold of us on the Monday, because you're right, they won't want to ask too many questions. But sometimes people do get quite concerned, and so then I will go to a corner and speak to them.
So you do get people coming up to you, and you float around and talk to them. That's wonderful. And as you say, it deals with other cancers. If a guy comes up and thinks he has a prostate problem, would they talk to you guys?
Yes, they would. Well, they wouldn't speak to me because I'm not the nurse, but they would definitely speak to Michelle.
They'd speak to Michelle. They come. And then again, same procedure. You give them advice, tell them where they can get sorted out and that.
Yes, because as Janice mentioned, we have our own mobile clinic. So we will definitely make an arrangement with them to come and meet with us, and I will perform the examination.
Tell me about this mobile clinic.
I'm very excited about this mobile clinic. It's a big Nissan, it looks like a taxi, but when you open the door, it's got a bed in it so that we can do pap smears. It's got a wash basin, it's got cupboards for us to keep our stock, for the PSA screenings, and it's got a little fridge and microwave, and we can just, with that, we can go to all the medically uninsured areas, and we can do these services and teach people how to do their own breast examinations and do a PSA screening on the men. It's just a prick in the finger. That's the basic.
Run that by me again.
It's just a prick in the finger.
Oh, you have to use both, okay. Now, I want to ask you, now PSA stands for prostate-specific antigens. So now, you would take that, and when would they get the result?
Instantly.
You tell them your PSA numbers are elevated.
It just judges the levels of it.
That's what it does.
The PS, yes.
Check this out. Your levels are. That's very good. So it's instant. A guy comes in. That will your mobile unit be here on Friday?
We're going to have our edu truck here.
Okay.
That the clinic won't be here, unless of course they want it here. Then I'll bring it to show it off.
Yeah, because to me it's what have you got to lose?
All right.
Go and take a touch of blood, and we'll tell you 10 minutes time. You know, I wouldn't worry. Your PSA numbers are good now. And then when you do the woman for breast cancer, how long will that take if they come to mobile unit before you can give them a result as well?
It's also immediate.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's a major plus for people. You know, I've found over the years, especially you'll know this more, Michelle, being a nurse, people are scared to go to doctors.
Surely. It's a fear of the unknown.
It is the fear of the unknown. Rather know what's going on. Go there and have your test and say, listen, I'm clear. I'm going down to the bra zone for a couple of beers. And tell me, one last question I want to ask you is, how do you get sponsorship for the whole year?
Well, we rely on corporates to do wellness days. Okay, so we'll go there, and whatever service they want us to do, we'll do. Or anybody can donate money, or they can sponsor an event. There's numerous ways that they can help.
But this new mobile clinic is going to give you such an advantage where you can say to the corporates, like you guys always come to the X-Pro soccer function.
Yes.
And say, guys, we've got a vehicle downstairs. Anyone wants to come? And you could say, we'll bring our equipment there. This is what we want.
Yeah.
It's a great advantage. And how new is this clinic? This mobile clinic?
In July it will be a year. Durban has just got it.
Is that right?
So I'm very happy.
Are you just KZN, or are you guys countrywide?
Well, yes, no, we've got obviously our head office is Joburg, we've got Cape Town and Pretoria, but Durban has grown in the last few months. But with us getting this mobile clinic, it was sponsored by the Embassy of Japan in Lancet, and because we've got that vehicle, we then needed a full-time nurse. So hence Michelle has now been hired full-time. So Durban has really grown since the last time you saw me.
Oh, that's fantastic. Eh? And so Michelle, every day of the week you're out there. Do you travel with the mobile unit, or you?
Sure, we do a lot of traveling.
So you got to drive in, and you say we're going to this area, we plan to go here, and we plan to go there.
Well, we normally make arrangements with the clinic. So they will phone us and say, can you come? And we say, yes, we will, as long as we're not booked. And then we will go to the clinic and spend the day there and help them catch up. Like we went to Wentworth Hospital and we did pap smears and PSA screenings and breast education, because they don't have those services there. So we were there for the day to do it.
Okay, that's absolutely fantastic. And let's talk about the last thing is, how do you want people to dress?
In pink, please.
It's got to be pink.
Yes, and the funkier the better. There is prizes. spot prizes, and there's some nice prizes as well for the losing tickets. So encourage people to gamble a little bit in the evening.
Thanks very much, Janice. Thanks very much, Michelle. Wonderful having you there. Try and get down there on Friday. Great to do the pink race.
Right. Let's go and see what happens in Godolphin, because we were lucky enough on Super Saturday morning to be invited to go and see a horse that they wanted to sell as a stallion. Derek Popard invited Mike the Cock, myself, JJ, and Jahan with Declan. Declan drove us, and we went into the desert to go and see the training centre.
Long drive?
It's about 25, 30 minutes from Maidan.
Yeah.
And as you just drive through the desert and you just come to this oasis.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to be able to take some footage, and thank you to Derek and the whole team there, Charlie Appleby and his team, for allowing us to take this footage and bring it to you, because it's very, very exclusive. It's not very good, but it's very exclusive. So let's go and pick up the first bit of footage where we walk into the barn where all the best horses you've ever seen are housed. And I'll talk you through this, because that's Derek there. And this horse is last year's English Derby winner, Monsieur.
Gee, what a racehorse.
And there he is in the barn, in the flesh. We all patted him. He's an
Is he spelling or is he racing there?
Gentleman. Well, he's spelling because he had an injury.
Okay.
And he's, what a gentleman, the nicest possible horse you've ever seen. He was just absolutely kind and beautiful. And he'll obviously go to stud, English Derby winner. We were all enthralled by him. So you get to see a bit of that footage in the barn, and then you'll see that we move on. And we see a whole lot of horses there in the barn that are absolutely unbelievable. I don't know, I'm sure there's other footage on the horses in the barn. Yes. There you go, JJ looks well. He's going the wrong way. Right. And next door to him we have Line of Duty, who won the Breeders' Cup.
Fantastic.
You know,
the juvenile.
Breeders' Cup juvenile winner. Yeah. And then there's the favourite for the English 2,000 guineas. The third favourite for the...
It looks very similar to the International Barn.
Yes.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful barn.
Beautiful, yeah.
Third favourite for the Breeders' Cup, for the Guineas. Favourite for the Derby.
Wow, these are racehorses. Aren't there some new yearlings in there as well, Jim?
Down the end of the barn, they had American Pharaoh that cost over $2 million, and they had another American Pharaoh that was very pricey too. There were just horses in here, and you can see look, it's beautiful. Barns are barns, but to get to see these horses was absolutely unbelievable, and up close and personal, and they're all relaxed and nice. It's in the middle of, as I say, you know, we're all patting these horses and just
looking at champions,
able to see them. They know that, and be with them was just phenomenal. It was a life experience for me.
Yeah, I've seen horses like that, you know. Sure.
And then we move on and we go and have a look at their treadmill. Now, this treadmill is very interesting because I took some pictures of it, because it's a state-of-the-art, latest treadmill, runs on silicone, okay? So it's absolutely silent. And when you get around there, on the left-hand side, just Derek's running the treadmill for us, and on the left-hand side, there's a silicone-like pump.
Yes.
That pumps silicone into the running mechanism. So
there's a fabulous cooling fan as well.
Got two cooling fans in front. You'll see it gets elevated, you know, like treadmills do, but he ran it for us and it makes no noise at all. There was absolutely...
When you look at it, you think, oh, this is so basic, but a lot has gone into this, Jim.
Well, the amazing part is that treadmills do make a lot of noise. You know, yes, the horses running on them make a lot of noise. The treadmills make nothing. And as you can see, us South Africans there are all having a look at this. I move round to the other side and we get a look at the board, which shows you how the whole thing is run. But this is just one of the things that we saw in this training facility.
So it's state of the art, Jim.
So the absolute latest treadmill, I think that's made in Australia. And there's just nothing like it. Mike, who loves the treadmill, was very involved in how it ran and how it's going. But there's a drum on the right-hand side which has got the silicone in, and here's the control box.
Beautiful. The damn nice of Derek Popard to show us all this. Good boy.
You know, just fantastic. And we have so many good South Africans there, but that shows you how fast it can go and what elevations you can get it to. And just at the switch of a button. There's the Godolphin float, getting ready to take the horses to Super Saturday, because this was Saturday morning, and that's just a sort of picture of the barn we've just been to. There's the barn in the behind JJ, and that's where Monsieur and all the horses are.
Yeah.
And
it's
a beautiful, beautiful barn. We then end up going to the farrier room. We're going to have a look at Derek's farrier room. There's Declan. Declan Cronin, another South African, you know.
Irishman.
Irish South African.
Declan Cronin.
We're going to have a look at the farrier room, and Derek will show us around his farrier room. They do what Mike de Kock does, no shoes.
Yeah.
And I think that he
Do
started
they race them with shoes?
revolution. Yeah, and you'll see that the shoes are there from the time before, all taped up and ready to go with the horse's name on them.
So they last longer?
Well, the point is they just take off. There they are, the shoes to go on the horse. And so they take a set off after racing and then put the set back on.
And James, it toughens up the hooves, it makes everything easier, it's more natural, it's a big plus.
Well, what you do is you get natural wear and natural growth. So what happens is the horse takes its natural foot shape. And Derek was telling us that you never change the shoe, you just put the shoe back on. All you do is give it a little file to get so that
you trim it into shape slightly to fit the shoe.
Well, once you've fitted the shoe will just fit straight on again, and the horse's foot stays exactly the same. So and basically, Declan and Derek have perfected this with obviously they work with Americans and whatever on this barefoot approach, and it's phenomenal. Look, they're changing the world. This is the way it should be.
Yeah,
I think
it's so much better for the animal.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. We then go and have a look at the trophy room.
Oh yeah, the same size as mine.
This is fabulous. And this is Charlie Appleby's office, okay? And just trophies, wall to wall, everywhere you look.
Fantastic. A really nice guy too, Charlie Appleby. Really
good
lad.
We hope to get an interview with him, but unfortunately it's quite difficult.
Grab one this week.
We are, but the trouble is during the week we might try and get one on Breakfast with the Stars.
Yeah,
you and I chatted with Breakfast with the Stars.
They've got more pot plants than I've got trophies. It's absolutely brilliant.
And then we'll come to the Dubai World Cup trophies. These are all the minor ones. They won. And here you got the Dubai World Cup trophies, and it's just, it's a slew of them.
Fantastic.
A beautiful office.
Spotless.
And really allowed to go into the inner sanctum of basically Godolphin. This is what we were allowed to do. And then they took us from there to the training track. So let's go and have a look at the training tracks. This is the grass track, 9 furlongs, okay? And in
looks well.
Impeccable condition. Well, he was gobsmacked.
And it is. It's straight. The grass that Herbert was working on there is as good as our grass tracks. Never mind the track they work on. That's beautiful, James.
Beautiful, railed, everything. And then we go to the sand track. And now that's a sand that they took.
Sorry, Jim, to interrupt you. This is a training track?
Yeah.
Very wide, eh?
Yeah, very wide. It's like a proper training track. And this is a sand that they took from Nadal Sheba Racecourse, which is apparently the best sand you could get. It's fabulous. It's got a wonderful consistency to it. It holds a bit of moisture, no dust, and the horses apparently love it. But this is the training track. So this is where Godolphin horses are trained. That's the area between the training track and the grass track. Then there's this line of trees, beautiful trees. It's in the middle of the desert. You must understand this, And so I thought I'd take some pictures of leaves and trees,
Jim.
you know, the
you
grass
get
track
to go
behind.
And pick grass and everything. Fantastic.
It's just fabulous. And then I'm sitting on the stand where they watch the work from. That's the stand up there that they have, which has got some very nice chairs on it, and you just sit, you know, obviously,
fantastic,
you know, they've got to sit in the chairs, and apparently Sheikh Mohammed's got a place next door, and a lot of, we saw his other place, which is where he's got all endurance horses, which is beautiful too. We didn't go in, unfortunately, but it was really, really beautiful. We'll now show you an overview of the tracks, and this is taken from the drone. So,
James, this is the training track still?
Yeah, there's the center, the training center. So you get an idea of where it is in the middle of the desert, okay, and how it's been built and grassed and that ever. That's the sand track. And it just gives you, there's a view of the training tracks, sand track and the grass track next door to it. And then we move over and see, obviously this was taken, there's the barns and the area where we were.
It's so easy to imitate a race.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's the walking ring.
Look at that thing.
Where the horses get
Sprinklers
ready.
going.
Yeah. And that's what it looks like from the top. And just thanks to Derek for arranging for us. It's we get to see some fantastic things in racing, and there's experiences that you never forget. This will be one of them.
Yeah, I think everyone who watches this will be impressed.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about the footage, but that's the way it was. Well, the footage gets better because now I've got Marin Oresko. We're going to finish off with him, and Super Saturday, getting ready to run.
Well, there's Fred, there's Mark.
Fred, Mark, and Bryn.
Bryn, yeah.
And there's the two prettiest girls on the race course.
Yeah, there it is. There they are, fantastic. Nice pink hat in the foreground.
Marin Oresko with his South African colours, blinkers on.
Very nice. He looks well.
Yeah, and he ran well.
He ran a good race on the back.
Very, very
we
good
did
race.
show that race. That's great, Jim.
Yeah, so we just took a bit of...
Have you got some Vitus dance?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, you know. I've seen
I got no tripod. I just take handheld videos.
Go get lessons from Bonsky. Bonsky does it perfectly.
Bonsky. We need Bonsky.
We need Bonsky. Yeah, he's
definitely better than I am.
Looks like the horse,
I never said that I never said I'm a cameraman. And all we do is we take some shots, and we our team here puts them together as best they can.
That's great to see, James. You just you certainly know Lord Litchfield, but at least we get to see how well the horse looks, and it's great to get this footage. I didn't realise the blinkers were South African. That's a lovely touch.
Right, well that's it, and we will be there this weekend. We'll get you a whole lot more footage, and we'll try and play it for you in the next couple of weeks. But we should have fun. We're going to enjoy
I'm
the
looking
World
forward.
Cup.
I'm looking forward to meeting my international friends and getting to see. I want to go and see Charlie and Derek, and obviously the boys coming from Huggy's coming out from Scotland, and Charlie Pigram from London, and so I'm going to see a whole lot of mates, and so are you.
Yeah, it's just going to be great, and don't miss it. It will be on Teletrack, your World of Winners, on Saturday night. The Dubai World Cup is probably the greatest race meeting on the world stage. Some fabulous horses. The Americans are coming in. And the Europeans are there already, and we've got a couple of runners which we're very proud of, and hopefully they go and run well, and I'm sure they won't let us down. Thanks to Mike and all the team in Dubai for all the help they've given us. Until next week, enjoy the week.